Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. I am in the process of moving, so obviously my setup isn't going to be its usual self. It's not going to look as cool as it usually does, but I really wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Gladiator 2. I went to the South African premiere last night and it was genuinely amazing. One of the best nights of my life, I'll be 100% honest with you. I got to tick off a few bucket list items. I got to meet Lucius du Plessis. So across the board, it was just amazing. If you guys don't want to see my vlog of the premiere, it's going to be coming out later today. So make sure you subscribe so you can stay notified for that. So yes, guys, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. Do not worry at all. But yes, I'm very excited to talk about Gladiator 2. It was an absolutely exciting film. I was ecstatic. I was so ready to watch this. But does it compare to the original? So straight off the bat, I think we can all agree it is very rare for sequels, especially legacy sequels, to ever live up to the original. And this film was good. This was a great film. It just slightly missed the mark. But when you're comparing yourself to Gladiator, which in my opinion is one of the all-time great movies ever made, you can become a fantastic film and still not live up to the hype of the original. But what I love about this film is it really did its best to honor the original film and honor those characters while still trying to bring a new story, while still trying to tell the story of these new characters and put them front and center. And I think this film did that exceptionally well. We watch Gladiator because of these massive, amazing, awesome action sequences. And this film definitely had a lot of that. But the reason why Gladiator stuck in so many people's minds is because of the incredibly emotional and personal story that it told. And Gladiator 2 tries to recapture this by having incredibly awesome set pieces. The action is amazing, but it does still have some incredibly personal stories that it wants to tell. Talking about the action sequences though, I think that's my second biggest gripe with the film is how the action sequences are actually handled. There is an over-reliance on CGI, especially for the more fantastical elements of the action sequences, and unfortunately for me it just didn't sit well. This was very noticeable CGI. Not that it was necessarily bad, but it was incredibly noticeable, and that is one of my big issues. I do also feel like what set the original Gladiator apart is how good the continuity was in regards to these action sequences. You knew what was happening in the Colosseum at any given point. You could keep up with all of the gladiators. You could see what was happening. The choreography and the cinematography involved with the action sequences left nothing to question. You knew what was happening. In this film, there were a few moments where I kind of sat there during the action sequences going, okay, but what's happening with those guys? How was that resolved? There was a lack of resolution to a lot of the Colosseum battles in my mind, and that was another minor gripe I have with this film. But let's talk about the positives again. The script, beautifully written. There were a lot of really intricate and minute callbacks to the original film, but there were also very in-your-face ones that would kind of be like fan-pleasing moments. I even heard pops from the crowd at times just for certain lines that were said. But there were also incredibly subtle character moments in this film that I really enjoyed, not just as a fan, but as an enjoyer of cinema. With that being said though, some of the performances just didn't land or gel well with me. I think across the board, majority of the performers did a fantastic job, but there were just a handful of scenes where I felt like the performances could have been a little bit more impactful. But now I'm really nitpicking because I'm trying to find things wrong with this film so it doesn't just sound like I'm singing this film's praises, because it's not a perfect film, but it is an incredibly fun and exciting film. So look guys, if you are a fan of the original Gladiator, I would highly recommend that you check out Gladiator 2. It is definitely worth your time. You'll definitely enjoy watching it. It pays honor and homage to the original. It doesn't disrespect it in any way, shape or form. It is a great film. If you are a fan of Gladiator, if you're a fan of action sequences, or if you're just a fan of good storytelling, I would highly recommend that you check out Gladiator 2. If you did enjoy my video, please give it a like. Do not be afraid to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again in the next review.